Hey folks, hope you're all doing well. Going to try something new, a new series called Motovloggers Unplugged, where I will interview some of my favourite motovloggers. Today's guest will be Brian The Peaky Biker, a good friend of mine, so let's get on with it. Brian, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the very first Motovloggers Unplugged.
How you doing, Mucker? You all right?
I'm no bad, mate. Thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it, mate.
No problem, mate. Anytime, anytime.
So, will we get started? Get it over with?
Let's crack a can first.
How it works is I do that. There's nine categories. Eight of them have three questions in each category, and the last one has a few extra quick fire ones.
Okay.
So we shall make a start.
Ooh.
What what got you into motovlogging in the first place? Was there a particular moment that started it all off?
I wouldn't say a particular moment. Obviously, like we all did, we all started just watching YouTube videos of people riding the bikes.
Yeah.
Uh, there was a few that I started watching. The big one, the main one was Bruce, who was Teapot one,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
as I knew him previously. So when he was doing his round the world trip, that kind of sparked it off initially, and then a few years later, when I started getting interested in YouTube, I started watching him. So why I started doing it was mine initially was a bit of a dark side of the story, but basically I was just going to film some footage of me and the lads going around Scotland, me and six army lads going around Scotland because I was going to commit suicide. So
Yeah.
it's just more of a memory that my kids could watch back with me having a laugh and a joke and
Yep.
playing up, and you know what I mean. But basically from that, I had a lot of emails and comments from ex squaddies, just basically enjoying the banter and the terminology and the laughs and the playing up. Do you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
bought somebody alcohol free beer, and he was saying he was getting drunk on this alcohol free beer. So it's all these antics that I wouldn't say civilians don't get, but as squaddies, we probably take the joke a little bit further than any of us.
Right.
So
Right, good, good, good.
yeah.
And how did you come up with your channel's name?
Um, it was actually on a ride. I'd actually the original name of my channel was going to be called Biker Brian. And
Biker what, sorry?
Biker Brian was going to be the
Right.
original. That was the original name of the channel first of all. Um, and then I met up with a few other bikers on a ride out, and this one bloke was I think he was I think some like Yorkshire or something, and he was like, "Oh, you sound like them off the Peaky Blinders," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I don't live far from them," and he was like, "You want to be called the Peaky Biker?" And you're like, oh.
That's a
It was
good
a like
name.
proper light bulb moment, and I was like, I've literally rode down, got straight on YouTube, changed the channel name, and I was like, right, that's going to be me from now on.
No, that
That's
is a
gonna
good
be me.
name. That is a good
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Do you remember the first time you recorded while riding? How did you feel speaking to the camera on the road?
Um, Actually, the first time I recorded, I've got actually a separate channel from when I did all my track days and some of my racing.
Yeah.
So there's actually a set. If you know my full name, you can actually go and look at them videos. So like I say, that was many years ago, over 10 years ago now. Um, but yeah, but the first time I actually tried it, I come back and I was like, this ain't gonna work. No one's gonna understand what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? And it was till my father-in-law watched it as a bit of a joke. I uploaded it because at the time I had a Harley, so I uploaded it. And I remember my father was saying to me, "You need to slow down because nobody's going to understand what you're saying." So from that point, I was like, "Right, I need to slow down." And you gauge what you get from other people. Then with different comments off different people, and you find the people you can own and you can't trust as well.
Yeah.
So you got to take the good and the bad on board.
I still find it quite weird doing it.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I don't think you. I'm getting more. more confident with it now. I'm still not at the point where, like, I can watch people walk around with a microphone and a camera in front of them through an airport or something like that.
Yeah,
Like Dave, when Dave from Really Good TV was on my midweek mumble the other
yeah.
week, and he was walking through the airport with a camera, looking at him, he's talking. I couldn't do that.
No,
I couldn't do that.
I
Do you
couldn't
know
do
what I
it
mean?
either. No,
I,
no
I
chance.
struggle. I struggle when I pull up at a set of traffic lights and a couple of lads pull next to me on the bike, looking at me as if to go, "Is that a camera? What are you doing? What are you doing with that camera?" Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh god.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Can you tell us about the most memorable ride that you've ever had in the bike?
Um,
I'm asking you these questions and I know half the answers because I know you so well, but tell us anyway.
so there's two major ones for me. The second, I'm going to go second first, which is probably the trip to Austria, which was phenomenal, absolutely. It's just a pity the person I went with left us in the stitch 2-3 days before we were supposed to come back.
Yeah,
But on the flip side of that coin, I will be doing that trip again because the actual route itself that he did was actually a really good route, and all the roads that I actually saved all the footage and recorded all the roads and everything. So I've actually got the route and everything already there.
yeah,
Um,
good, good.
but my probably my best ride would probably be the one for Scottish Little Soldiers around the UK. Obviously, that was the first time I met you, and
Yeah,
you was generous enough to let me stop at your house and fed me and watered me
yeah,
and sent me on my way the next day. But yeah, that was almost life changing
yeah,
because the amount of people that donated and kind of the amount of channels that got behind it that I didn't think they would. My target was £1,000, and
yep.
I hit nearly 5 grand in the end. So
Yeah, brilliant. Yep,
it was just phenomenal.
good, good. What bike are you currently riding? As if I don't know that, but tell us anyway.
I'm currently riding a BMW R1250 GSA 2021 TE.
Excellent. And last question in this category, if you could ride anywhere in the world right now, where would it be and why?
Probably Australia or New Zealand, and that's mainly because of the people I'm watching at the moment. People, I'm kind of I don't know about you guys a lot, but I get addicted to a channel for a few 4 to 5 months or something. But I'm
Yeah,
absolutely captivated by Adam Reeb, and I've been watching his channel for years and years and years.
aye,
And so, if I could get over there and ride over in, especially doing something like one of the BMW um, weekenders over there, because I do like a 5 or 6 day weekender thing, and they also do like a 10-day safari. If I could do something like that, then
yeah.
I'd be
He's,
all over that.
I like the style of his videos. They're really, really good. The way he films them, you would swear that he's got a camera crew with him, and he hasn't. They're
Yeah,
really, really good.
yeah.
Aye,
I mean, when I spoke to him at the IBR festival, pardon me, and he was saying how basically how he sets his shots up and stuff like that. Because we had a good chat at one point. We stood away from everybody at one point, and we had a good half an hour chat on our own. And he was telling me how he sets the shots up, and I was like, mate, it must take you absolutely ages to get
hmm,
anywhere because of the amount of footage and stuff you're getting. And he's like, it does, but then once I get my shot, I'm
hmm,
off again. I stop
yeah,
filming and I'm off and I progress and I get to the next point. This is a good point. I start filming again. He says,
aye,
so you've got to kind of pick and choose. Get all the info you can, but all the good info that you think at the time. He says so. He goes like he explained to me. So he doubles back a lot. So we'll ride through somewhere. That's a good shot. Go back, set the shot up, and then ride through
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
He says which is probably longer. It's a longer format way to do it, but the shots you get are absolutely brilliant. But
Aye,
but yeah, but yeah, Adam Reeman, and probably I would 100%. That is my aim over the next 18 months to 2 years to get over to Australia and have
aye.
have a good month in Australia, riding in Australia.
It'll be good, mate. It'll be good.
Yeah.
your current setup. So, what cameras, microphones, and editing software are you using?
So I'm currently using the DJI Action 4 and Action 5, and I
Yep.
use the wireless mic in my helmet as um, the system that I used previously was GoPros with a little wireless with a little microphone on it. But one of the reasons why I went over to DJI because it's fully waterproof. Then it don't matter if it
Yeah.
rains, you know. At least then, if it does rain, you ain't got to have all this blue tack and all that kind of stuff all around the edges. You know,
Yeah.
hoping that it's not. It's hoping it's not going to leak.
Yeah.
Um, I do also. I'm all DJI up now, so I've got the drone as well.
Aye. Aye.
So yeah, you know,
I
it's
think I think all the motovloggers are going to DJI.
to be honest, like I say, I think a lot of the people will go to different cameras for different reasons. I know that some people are having issues with the Instas, the new
Yeah.
Instas, because they're kind of failing on the water side of it
Yep.
and them going back. So I know of at least two big channels who have sent cameras back
Yeah.
within the last 8 weeks. So that ain't great. Like say if it's
No.
failing through water, that ain't great, especially living in the UK.
Well,
So
yeah.
yeah, and software. This is a tricky one. This is so. I'm currently in the transition of going over from Filmora over to DaVinci Resolve. I've used Filmora for about 3 years now,
Yeah.
and I feel like I've just got to the point with Filmora where I kind of I know what I'm doing with everything. I've created all my own looks for the colouring. I've created my own transitions. I've built my own transitions. I've done everything. But then all of a sudden, over the last month to 6 weeks, I just keep getting emails such as basically if I'm using a track, I've got to download the track, and then once I've downloaded
Yeah.
it, it's asking me to pay it, and then I do a transition, and then I've got to download it, and then it's asking me to pay for it.
Yeah.
Then it's asking for a subscription fee, and I'm just at the point now where I'm just like, you know what, I've paid for a lifetime subscription with Filmora.
Yeah.
I think when I paid for it, it was about 79 quid, but like I say, I'm just at the end of it now. I'm just sick of the whole subscription
Yeah.
kind of phase that we're in at the moment. I'm just
Yeah.
not enjoying it at all.
I don't even have Filmora on my PC now. I just deleted it when I got DaVinci. Yeah, it takes a wee bit to learn it, but it is better, I think. Well,
Yeah.
professionals use it, so it must be better. Although we don't use it to that level, mind you. But
Uh, well,
you know,
it's nice having the opportunity there that you know if you can progress, if you use that for example, I was talking to Richie Vida, and he was saying, you know, he moved from his software system into DaVinci, pardon me, and he had a full 2 weeks just using it. He says
yeah,
every night I just did 2 hours a night using it. He says you do get to grips with it. It is quite intuitive how to use it once you learn obviously the different terminologies of everything what everybody else is using.
yeah,
So once I suppose it's like anything. Once anything new, especially at our age, once you start learning something new, you're just like, I don't want to do this no more. But
no, I know,
like
I
I said,
know, I know,
I'm at the point where I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have Filmora no more. I feel
yeah,
like I can probably progress more using DaVinci than I'm kind of. I'm probably at the end of the learning
yeah,
cycle with Filmora, so to
yep,
speak.
yeah.
So
What's the biggest challenge when it comes to recording while riding, do you think? Apart from rain.
um,
In fact, it probably is rain.
I would. I think the biggest challenge is like because I use a remote, so there's a lot of people who just press record and ride. So
Yeah,
I don't do that. I like to kind of pick and choose what I'm saying when I'm saying it, so that when you come back, you might only have, for example, 30 minutes worth of files rather than 12 hours because you've been out 12 hours.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? But on the flip side of that, you know, you do miss stuff. You do miss that, you know, that initial wow, look at that, or oh, look at
yeah,
him fell off his bike, or do you know what I mean? You know,
yeah,
sometimes you do miss that moment, but you know, for me, editing wise, I'd prefer to know what I'm working with straight off the bat than having 12 hours of footage and then having to watch that 12 hours of footage back to pick
Yeah.
out what I'm going to use, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I prefer to do it that way. But like when I go abroad, you know, a lot of the times when I do a route, I've probably done that route 20, 30, 40 times before we even do the route, before we even go on the trip. So by that stage, I know what's
Yeah.
going to be coming up, what's
Where the
around the
good
corner,
spots
what
are. Yep.
viewing points, and all the rest of it. So you know, I've kind of got a little bit of preempt there, knowing what I'm doing and
Yeah.
where I should be and shouldn't be recording, so to speak. But
Yep. Hold on. I don't know what that is. It's come up on the screen. Any tips for beginners on how to start recording on a bike without breaking the bank?
yeah, so you got one or two options. For me, either the latter one would be go and buy something off eBay. That would be the latter one for me.
Yeah.
The main one that I've spoken to quite a few people who are starting channels recently, and yet I'm pushing them to DJI. But if you go into the DJI platform, they actually do like almost like secondhand refurbished stuff. So you can get, for example, a Action 4 for about 270 quid, 280 quid, all because it's just been refurbed. That's all it is. You know, you're still going to have the warranty from DJI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for me, that's when I bought my drone. My drone was new. My drone was refurbed, and I've had my drone now nearly 3 years, and it's not missed a beat.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
for me, if I was going to do that, that's the route I'd go down. I'd go down a refurbed route, so you could get the same cameras as what I've got for half the price. Don't try and break the bank. Do you know what I mean? That's the main thing. If you can only afford one camera, then get the best what you can for that one camera. Do you know what I mean? And you can still get the backwards and forwards shots. If you know, you can have, for example, get like a gooseneck, and then just put the camera on the gooseneck so
and
it's
swivel
facing.
it around.
If you watch like $1 Million Bargain and stuff like that, that's all he does. He puts it on a gooseneck and just turns it round. So, and the other thing I'd say is, do try and get a wireless mic if you go down the DJI path. They're about 80 quid brand new. So just get a wireless mic. Once you've got that, one, that camera's completely waterproof. Two, the mic inside your helmet's completely waterproof as well. So, and it's linked up, and it's just flawless. It's just so easy to use, and you ain't got to worry about like if there's any clipping or the jack's moving with the wind or anything like that. Like, do you know what I mean? And you can the DJI Moto just alleviates so much like wind noise or clipping or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? It stops all that instantly. So all them old days of when I started, I mean, I've only been on it 2.5, coming up to 3 years, but when I started, that's what it was all about. It was all about the clipping and getting good audio and stuff like that. Where now, you know, you can get a DJI, you could buy a brand new mic and a camera for less than 300 quid. You're ready to go. You're ready to go. You don't need nothing else. You know, next time, you know, a couple of months later, buy another camera.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd do.
What's one of the biggest misconceptions people have about motovlogging, do you think?
That you're going to be a superstar within a couple of years.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's such a small niche. You know, when I first started, there's more as many people doing it then as there is now.
Yeah.
But you know, and try and be yourself. That's the other probably preconception is don't try and be somebody you're not. Just be you, because you'll. I did a video on this, but you'll attract your crowd.
Yeah.
It don't matter whether it's good or bad. They're your crowd. So just be honest and truthful to yourself, and that progression, whether it's slow or fast, that progression, that's your progression. You know, when you look at other channels, you know, they might have been on 4 or 5 years and they've got 10,000 subs, and you've only got 2,000 subs. It don't matter. It just means that probably you've probably got a stronger community than what they have. They've got 10,000 subs, but if you speak to any moto vlogger, they've probably got a core of between 30 and 50 people that constantly watch the channels, constantly comments, constantly does everything you do. You've probably only got a core of 30 to 50 people doing it. So if you can get that strong core of 30 to 50 people constantly commenting, then other people hopefully will see that and jump on the back of it and build your channel. But just let your channel grow. Just learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
Try and as your channel is building, try and build with the channel, as in your editing, how you present yourself, how you talk, what you're doing. You ain't got to not be you, but at the same time, you've got to progress. You've got to grow with the channel.
Yeah. What do you think is the hardest part of managing a motovlogging channel?
Managing your time to edit, I think, is my biggest one. Because the more you get into it, the more you want to change your editing up so you're different from everybody else. So you're learning and you're trying other things in different scenarios, and you know what I mean. So for me, it's probably the editing side of it. If I could either quicken up on my editing or become a little bit more efficient on the editing side of it, then 100% that's what I'd do.
I tend to spend more time editing the video than I spent on the actual trip.
Oh yeah, 100%. I could go out for an hour, like I did the other day. I went out for an hour, and it took me 4 hours.
Yeah.
There was me, Jay, and Bailatron. Went out for a few hours. Met at the cow shed, had a round, got back. I'd been recording for about 90 minutes. That's all I've been recording for.
Yeah.
Pardon me. And it probably took me about 4.5, 5 hours to edit the video.
Yep, definitely. Yep.
So yeah, need to be the editing side of it.
Yeah. How do you balance riding for pleasure versus riding for the content? Do you ever feel like the camera takes away from the experience?
It did do before. You do get that pressure that every time you go out, you've got to put the cameras on. You've got to put the cameras on, and I think you've got to learn. You've got to learn yourself when you don't need the cameras on. Do you know what I mean? I purposely now take my cameras off and I bring them in the house so that when I go out on the bike, I've got to physically go and get the cameras, take them downstairs, this, that, and the other. Where sometimes I just like, you know what, I ain't gonna bother. I'm just gonna go out, go and enjoy a ride, come back, and then you feel revived. Then what you'll find is the next video you do is probably a little bit better. You put a little bit more time and effort into it because you've had a bit of time off the bike.
So
I would try and get a decent balance now. But I think that's the big thing, trying to actually physically stop yourself taking the cameras out if you've not got them. And usually it's a better ride when you've not got them. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How has the motovlogging community influenced you or your channel?
It's influenced me. I've made new friends like yourselves that I'd have never ever met. Our paths would have never crossed. And there's a few lads like for example, Mark from Leeds, Jay Crazy Legs on a bike. There's numerous people out there that I can say, but yeah, you'd never meet them, and I'll class you guys as my best friends now. Do you know what I mean? I've not got any. When you get out of the army, you struggle to make civilian friends, and that's what I struggle with. I struggle to make civilian friends, but you guys are kind of accepting me for who I am, what I am, and going to roll with it. Do you know what I mean? So that helps. You ain't got, there's no pretentiousness or nothing like that. So you can be yourself. You ain't got to pretend to be somebody that you ain't. And do you know what I mean? It's nice to have you guys accepting to that. So it has made a massive difference. Not just as in my YouTube channel itself, but as a person as well. because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
definitely.
good to have them people at the end of the phone, when you're having a bad day, or you're ticked off because you've had a crap day at work, or whatever, you've had a row with the missus or whatever. You just need to, you know,
Yep,
have a blowout. There's personnel there to sit there and listen to it, really.
yeah. What's your favourite interaction or comment you've received from a subscriber? Anything?
Yeah, that probably. I'm not going to name them, but they will know who they am. Where was that? I was at the Warbad Weekender that Richard Vida does, and
Yep,
there was me, Jay, and Lee was there, and we was having a bit of a chat, and this couple come over to me, and they was like, "How you doing? You all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, all good." And he's like, "I got a clue who you are." Being dead polite, and
yeah,
then they introduced themselves, and I was like, "Oh, now I know you." Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, when you're watching YouTube, or I'm doing my lives, or I'm doing the channel, then all as you get is their mine's a logo, so theirs is a logo. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
all you look at is a logo. You're not actually seeing somebody's face. So when they introduced me, I was like, "Oh, now I know who you are. How you doing? This, that, and the other." And they was just like, keep it up. You make us laugh.
yeah,
It's good what you're doing. It's nice that you're
uh,
open and honest, and it's nice that you're having a bit of banter. And I like the fact that you swear a bit and you get a bit racked off sometimes, and you let your emotions out, and you're not kind of filtered too much and this that. And when they walked away, they bought me a beer, walked away, and I felt actually quite emotional.
that's good.
I was
That's
just
good.
like, man, somebody's actually that's actually somebody sat there and invested in the channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the difference. And not just watched it, them invested in the channel, because you get to know the personalities and the people who are constantly on,
yeah,
who watch the lives, who watch your channel, who watch your videos, who comment, who say hello or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's when that happens, it's really nice. And like I say, and other times when you don't know it's going to happen, like me and Jay was at Monash a couple of weeks ago, and this bloke, well, I thought he was after Jay because he was like sneaking, he was like dotting around like this. Sounds like he's one of your subs. And then he walked straight past Jay up to me. How you doing, Peaky? And I was like, "Oh, how you doing, mate?" You know what I mean? So we had a
that's
little
good.
chat there.
Good.
So it's quite strange. It's still quite strange for me having that kind of people actually people actually watching me, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. I know
yeah,
people watching you, but when somebody comes up to you who actually knows who you am, then they probably what nobody will know who I am now. If I shave my beard off, but
yeah.
because I'm like a younger, better looking version of me.
That was actually meant to be the last question today. What happened to the beard?
um, yeah, I've yeah, a fresh start,
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of thing. Do you know what I mean? So
I know,
I've
mate.
kind of got rid of it, and just for a while. But yeah, it was a little bit to do with the job that I've gone into as well. So
Yeah, yep,
yeah, for the time being, it's gone.
yeah.
Not gone, but it's gone for the time being.
How do you deal with negative comments on your channel?
Right. So my perception over the years has changed massively now. So before I was really aggressive. Oh, you think you you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I'll kind of bat it into their court. Me and Jay did a little bit of off-roading on a trail, and he's blowing, "Oh, could have gone over there on my
right.
BMX and this, that, and the other." And I was like, "Say, mate, what BMX would you recommend that I use then, please, mate?" Do you know what I mean? And 99% of the time they don't comment back. I had one a couple of weeks ago with a lad. He's actually subscribed now, but he was we had a bit of back and forth banter, and he was just like, I can't remember what the terminology was, but we were just going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, and now he'd like at the end he put a laughing face, and he was like, "Good banter." So I was like, "Yes, sir, mate, appreciate it." And then he subscribed, and about the last four videos now he's messaged on all four videos, "Good video," or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So from that negative comment and me kind of turning it into a little bit of banter,
Yeah,
it's turned into me getting a sub, and in watching my videos, even though it was a negative comment that
yeah,
initiated it. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think I wouldn't say, I think it all depends on the person, but I wouldn't ignore it. I'll kind of leave them out there, because if I've got people who'll back me up on the channel. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah,
you can kind of leave it, and other people will go, "What you on about, mate?" Da, 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 da," you know what I
yeah,
mean? But But other times, it's good just to have a bit of not make it into a positive, but like put the onus back on them. Oh yeah, mate. So what would you recommend then?
Aye,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? In
yep,
your in your vast experience with your, no subscribers and no videos, what would you
aye,
recommend? What look would you recommend I do? Do you know what I mean? So you know what
yeah,
I mean? You've got to play them at their own game kind of thing, and try not. What I used to do was to take it to heart, but now I don't. So let them crack on. I've had a lot of people saying, "I can't understand you. I don't know what you're saying.
Mhm.
This, that, and the other," and I'm like,
I'm Scottish. I'm used to
I
people not
can't help that.
understanding me.
I can't help that. Do you know what I mean? I can't nothing about that. But put the subtitles on. Apart from that, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Are there any motovloggers or creators who inspire you? I know the answer to this, but tell us anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, Adam Reedman's a massive one for me.
Yeah,
Massive, massive one.
yeah,
The stuff he does, it's completely. If I could, and I mentioned this on a channel on one of my videos a couple of weeks ago, saying there's points where I could wish I could clear my channel and start all over again,
yeah,
keep the subs, if that makes sense, and just
yeah,
keep it and regenerate it into something else. Because if it was into something else, it wouldn't be what I'm doing now. It'd be a lot more off-road orientated and stuff like that. Bit
yeah,
of wild camping and all the rest of it. Where now it's kind of just turned into more of a vlog channel,
yeah,
me going out
yep,
my bike,
yep,
vlogging, and some tours. But if I could turn the time back, then yeah, I'd do it.
yeah,
I'd probably be a little bit more out there on the terms of footage and what I was doing on the bike and stuff like that. Because there's a massive scope out there for what you can do on a bike, and the channels that are out there. If you watch them, they're kind of same. They're more a bloke sat on a bike, talking,
yeah, yep,
get to a place, stop, have a walk round, have another talk, get on back on his bike, ride off, talking. Do you know what I mean? So if you can be or take elements of people like Adam Reeman, where he does, and another good one is Jay. He does a lot of off the bike stuff.
it does,
So
yep, yep,
yeah, so
yeah,
so there's that kind of stuff as well. So it's I kind of wish I could start my channel knowing what I know now,
yeah.
and
But
then
when you start your channel, you don't really know what you want your channel to be. So it's only when you've
uh,
done it for a while you want to know you know what it is you want, isn't it? Really?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But then I think like for me now, I'm like it's coming up to my third year now, so I'm kind of getting to the point now where I'm kind of at a crossroads. Do I take it in the direction that I want to take it into? That I want to do. Are the subs going to come with me, or do I carry on doing what I'm doing, knowing the subs are coming
yeah,
because it's got me this far, kind of thing. So I don't know what to do, whether to branch off and do something a little bit different, or carry on the path that I'm kind of I'm
yeah,
kind of going on the
yeah,
trajectory at the moment. And that's one of the reasons why I started the other channel for the lives,
yeah,
uh,
yeah. I mean,
because it's just totally different. So
I'm the same. The last few weeks, I've been trying all different types of things on my channel just to see what kind of reaction I get from them. Nobody's left yet, anyway.
well,
It's not that
like I
bad.
say, mate, that's the main thing. At the end of the day, if you can, if you're in a position where you can try stuff and you're not having people leave, then that ain't a bad thing, 'cause you can implement that
Yeah,
more and more and more and more, and then
yeah,
and then you can see later on, if you do that for 3 or 4 months to see if the growth is any better or higher, and if it's not, then revert back to what you're doing.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah, there's no harm in trying something now, 100%.
Nope. Do you have a favorite video you've made that stands out and what made it special for you?
Um, a video probably.
Or would it be the series, like the
Pro-
Scotty's?
prob- I was going to say probably my Scottish Little Soldier series,
Yeah, yeah,
because that was, if I could, I wish now again going, if I could change it, I'd incorporate the lives into the series,
yeah,
because then you could see on the lives that I was kind of the first 3 or 4 days I was all right, and then once I hit John O'Groats coming down the east side,
Hmm.
my morale was just dropping. I was just I started really struggling,
Yeah.
and I wish now that I'd have incorporated that into the kind of series,
Yep.
just to show that mental effect that it's having on that it
Yeah.
had on going down there, riding alone for 18, 17, 18, 19 hours some days on
Yeah.
your own. So, yeah, it was a challenge and it was a difficult challenge. I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that again. But yeah, it was that whole series of that was it was it was hard to record, but it was even harder to edit, trying to
Yeah.
get all the designated points that I wanted to get in so people can see that I'd actually done the coast rather than
Yeah.
I'd got
Yeah.
I'd got to Scotland and I'd cut straight across and I hadn't been to John O'Groats or do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I've come straight down the M6 or whatever. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? At
Yep.
least people can see there that I've been to designated points there that you've got to get to. But uh, but yeah, that's probably the main one and probably my lives as well. That because like I said, there's not many people who do the lives. So so yeah, I'm pleased and I'm proud of the lives that I'm doing and the actual people that I'm getting on as well. Because I'm
Yeah.
having people now I'm getting to the point where people are asking me to come on. So which is nice and
Yep.
other people have heard about it and when it's nice that the big YouTubers look at us little YouTubers and go,
Yeah.
he's doing that's all right. How's he doing that? That's a good idea. So yeah. They know
Yeah.
we're snapping
Definitely.
not on subs, but they know that we're snapping at the reels.
Yeah. Yeah. What's one ride or route you would recommend for every motorcyclist to try?
Um, if you've not done it, the NC 500, I'd recommend everybody to do that because that's, I think that's a proper bucket list thing. That is,
Yeah.
it is really busy. It is really busy,
Yep.
but once you've done it, it once you've done it, you'll find out you'll go back up to Scotland and you won't do it again. You'll do sections of it or
Yeah.
spend longer in sections than rather than in the whole NC 500. But I think that's a must do in the NC 500. Another good route within the UK is probably the Wales 360. That's another good one.
Yeah.
You can do that. You could do that over a day if you set off early enough.
Maybe go for it. Yep.
Yeah. And then there's like some passes as well. Obviously, if you go in and around the Lake District, there's some phenomenal passes on the Lake District.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even on the Peak District and stuff like that. If you've never been abroad, then I'd 100% say get a passport and get abroad because the
Yep.
the the riding over in these countries is phenomenal. But once you hit places in and around, even if you head over towards like Belgium or France or Germany or somewhere like that, not even a day's ride and you're in the Black Forest and you can be absolutely
Yeah.
blown
Yep.
away with one the roads, but two the scenery as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What are some goals or big projects you're planning for your channel?
So I've got a few that I want to do. Like I said, there's the one in Australia. I want to do that. I want to
Yeah.
go out and,
Yeah.
and ride in Australia at least. If I can get and pay for a safari, a BMW safari, then 100% I'll do that. If I can't, then I'll just go over for a 2 week period and hire a bike if necessary.
Yeah.
Which is what I do. Um, Another goal that I'm going to be doing hopefully next year is another Scottish Little Soldiers one. I'm gonna try and have a look at every 2 years to do them because I think every year is a bit too much for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe every 2 years. Um, so what I'm aiming to do there is 20 countries in 20 days.
Okay.
It sounds easy, but what I want to get to poignant places in the country where I can take a photo
Yeah.
rather than just tagging myself in a Costa and then jumping in and out of borders kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I want to get to poignant places. Um, yeah, and one place I want to come back to is obviously back up to you guys up in Scotland,
Yeah,
because that was, like I say, that weekend that we had when we met up with all the other well, not all of them, but most of the Scottish moto vloggers.
yeah.
That was a brilliant weekend, and
That was good.
I'd really like to do that again, because like I say, you taking over with the routes meant that we could kind of enjoy it a little bit more, because we're just part of part of the scenery. Then we can look at the scenery. We ain't got to worry about
Yeah,
you know, you know,
we
you
were
know.
turning or whatever. Aye,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You ain't
good.
got to worry. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about the actual route or nothing like that. You're just following somebody. So, and
Yeah,
it's nice that you took us to places where a lot of the motorbikers that go up there don't go to. So
yeah.
that
That was the plan to
so,
take
so
you
what?
to
Yeah,
spots where people don't normally go.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
And
was the
it
plan.
was brilliant. So, like I say, you one place. If you've never been one place, you've got to go to Scotland, 100%, because the roads are
Yeah,
phenomenal and the scenery's. You keep to the west, the scenery's phenomenal,
yeah,
phenomenal.
definitely.
So.
Where do you see your channel going in the next few years?
Um, so I think my actual channel, as in the vlogging channel, I think will
Yeah,
still stick the same. I've got some over on the Peaky Biker Live. I've got a few things that I'm going to start doing, implementing over there. So if I'm being brutally honest, I think out of the two channels, the live show, I can see the live show taking over the original original channel of the Motovlog channel,
yeah,
because just where I want to take it and what I want to do. So. Obviously I'm still going to do my rides and all the rest of it, but I think that for me personally, and the comments I've had back on how good the lives are, that's probably where my not all my focus, but at least split it now a little bit more 50-50, rather than at the moment it's more like an 80-20.
yeah,
So maybe give that the live a little bit more onus of its own channel, and maybe push that a little bit more out there, because like I said, the amount of people who comment on it and say how good it is and stuff like that,
yeah.
and
I
the
like your
comments
lives.
back as well.
I enjoy going on your lives as well. That's always a good laugh, and it's always something different to talk about. It's good. I
Yeah,
enjoy it as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just one of them. I want it to be relaxed. I don't want it to be
yeah,
like a kind of um not like this is not like a question time, but I don't want like a set subject. I'd like to just go in with one subject and open it up to the floor, and let's kind of see where it goes from there.
yeah,
At least then for me, I can control that a little bit better. A couple of weeks ago when Dave was on, I had to tell everyone to stop talking because I'm all talking over each other. But you could at least then you can sit there, and
yeah,
I can feel where the conversation is going a little bit easier than
yeah,
than like sat there. I mean, this is your thing. This is what you're going to promote now, but that's something for you. Do you know what I mean? I think you're
yeah,
good at
yeah.
that. But for me, I'm better off kind of, I don't know, flying by the hands of my pants. You know what I mean? Just but,
Um, would you ever consider expanding into other types of content? Now, what I
uh,
mean by that is, would you be doing bike reviews or gear
nah, I would.
reviews or
I wouldn't bike reviews. And solely because I don't watch bike reviews unless I'm
yeah,
buying something, unless I'm interested in something. You know, I I sub to people's channels because I like the channel, I like what they're doing, and all the rest of it. But if it's solely just reviews, that for me that doesn't interest me. Just
yeah,
watching somebody review a pair of gloves. If I'm not interested in that pair of gloves, then unfortunately I'm going to watch it. The same as a bike and all the rest of it. So for me, I wouldn't. If I review a piece of kit or a piece of equipment, it's because I've bought it myself, I've wore it, and I like it, and I think it's good, and I think
yeah,
other people could benefit from it, rather than just kind of giving it for free, and then you kind of feel obligated to doing it a, a better
yeah,
outcome than what it
yeah,
should be, kind of thing. But no, that ain't for me. I'm not into
no,
that kind of
no,
stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, I think my fault, my not my forte, but the route that I'm going to go down is like I'm going to probably split my channel with between the Peaky Biker and the Peaky Biker Live, and have it more of a 50-50 and push them both the same. Because at the moment, the only time I push my live is on a Tuesday and a Wednesday when it's happening.
Yeah,
So I think I need to promote it more throughout the week so people know about it rather than
yeah,
at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon and when it's at
yeah,
8 o'clock at night. So I think that's the main focus for me.
yeah. What's one thing you wish you knew before you started motovlogging?
Um,
How expensive it is?
yeah, yeah. How hooked you can get out and how quick you'll get hooked on
Yeah,
trying to get the right setup and the right cameras and
yeah,
all the rest of it. Just just take it at a slow pace. Don't go out and go and spend six, seven, eight, £900 if you can't afford it.
no,
Just go and get a camera that you can get and just work off that. Because
yeah,
if your content's good and people are invested in you, then they'll come back. They ain't bothered whether you've got one camera, two cameras, three cameras, a drone, a
yeah,
spice satellite, anything. They ain't bothered about that. Do you know what I mean? They're
yep,
invested in you as an individual. So
yep,
kind of just realise that these people watching are invested in you. So just uh just kind of get stuff as and when you can.
yeah, yep. Any advice for someone just starting out in the motovlogging scene?
Yeah, the one thing I would say, if it depends what you want from YouTube. If you want to grow your channel, then you've got to go out. You've got to go out and network. This year has been the only year I've actually gone out and networked for the channel.
Yeah,
And what I mean by that is going to speak to people, going to places, introducing yourself to people, making yourself known to other YouTubers, big or small, and just treat everybody the same. Don't just because they've got 30,000 subs on YouTube, you take YouTube away, they're just a normal bloke.
yeah,
So
yeah,
just realise that. Just realise that. Just go over. Like I say, if you want to promote your channel, go networking and kind of get your name out there, but don't at the same time don't pester them, don't keep going on it to them, don't keep texting
don't
them, don't
stop
keep
them.
messaging them.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah,
So just kind of let it grow as naturally as you can. But yeah, try and if you want that, go and get some networking done and like go to just get a t-shirt made up and go to the
yeah,
NEC bike show, go to the IBR festival, go to you know go to, for example, the clan meets that Bruce does, go to the Wildbad Weekender.
yeah,
All these all there's four events straight
yeah.
off the bat.
I
You could
mean,
easily get you know probably hundreds.
ABR, you go to ABR, you're surrounded by motovloggers. They're everywhere you look.
Yeah, there is, and there is,
Yeah,
and it's like I say, if you've depending on what you want from your channel,
yeah,
it's depending on how you're going to network. So
yeah,
if you do want to progress, then actually network and use that to
yeah.
the best intentions you can.
How do you stay motivated when doing the motovlogging?
Struggle.
I know, I know.
Nah, I think you what you've got to do is pick designated times to do it. So say for example, right, if you can ride two or three times a week, make one video, and the other two or three, and the other two times are your rides.
Yeah,
Now, if you've got, for example, a week off and you'll do nothing on that week off, then you could go out every day and make seven videos if you
yeah,
wanted to, but just try not to burn out. Basically, is what I'm trying to
yeah,
say. Is allow the channel, allow yourself to grow into the channel, and allow the channel to progress itself.
yeah,
You might make probably six or seven videos and put them out one a week. By the time that seventh video come out, you've probably got another seven
yeah.
sat in the
Mhm.
back waiting. So,
I think
just
I counted mine. I think this year I've done 43 videos this year.
that's a lot.
Um, it's a lot. It
Well,
didn't.
if you think all them videos, it probably took you 6 hours to edit.
Yeah, yeah. I know. It's a lot of time. I
So,
know.
you know,
Oh.
yeah. So, but that's what I do. I'd
Favorite bike brand.
envy Augusta,
Favorite camera brand.
DJI,
Favorite microphone brand.
DJI.
Mountains or coastlines. Would you prefer?
Whoa, mountains,
Solo ride or group ride?
group ride.
Dream bike.
Um, envy Augusta. Is it a Trento? It's the touring MV Augusta.
Yep, not a one.
Turismo, MV Augusta
Turismo, yep.
Turismo. Yeah, yeah.
Biggest pet peeve on the road.
People not saying thank you.
Favorite piece of riding gear you can't live without.
Packed up bold.
Packed up bald. And that's you, mate. All questions answered.
Woo! Cheers, mate. That was wicked. Enjoyed that.
Brilliant, mate. And again, thanks
Proper
very much
enjoyed
for
it.
coming on. I really appreciate it,
No,
especially
mate.
for the first one when nobody knows what the questions are going to be like. So,
No, no, that was good, mate. Honestly, I really enjoyed that. So, if he does ask you to come on, because that was really enjoyable. And you know, it's not taking hours like more waffle on a Wednesday. So yeah, come on, because I've really enjoyed myself. Cheers, Gray. I've really enjoyed myself there, mate.
good, mate. Good, mate. And thanks again for coming on. Really appreciate it.
No problem at all, mate.
Right.
No
Cheers.
problem at all. Thank you.
Cheers.